I think what I'm going to do in this video is finish off this one that I started in the gift box or the unboxing video. Okay. This is the first thing I looked at when I walked into the shop. So it stuck in my brain. I said, yeah, just do it. Okay, I'll just do it. Different material. Yeah, I gotta get used to this one now. After that, Novaculite, and then the Buffalo River, and now this. 3 very different materials. Very, very different. That's okay. Just gotta go slow. Yeah. I'm getting used to going slow. The biggest risk right now is installing a curve. I cannot install a curve. Nope, nope. Have to make sure I don't. And I want to get rid of this original surface with some flaking. Without making it curved. Yeah, I like that. I had a dream last night about opportunistic flaking. Yeah, just hitting wherever it looks alright, instead of preparing each area before I strike it. I mean, I prepare the area, but I do it in an incidental way. I just go ahead and knock off all the weak areas, and incidentally, it prepares certain areas that look pretty good. Yeah, so my platform preparation is incidental, not intentional. I'll be saying that a lot because lithic analysts don't make that distinction. You might say, well, how can it be incidental when you know that what you're doing is creating striking areas? Well, yeah, I know it's creating striking areas, but I don't know where exactly. It just happens as I do this. I can close my eyes and do this, and then there'll be a bunch of incidental areas to strike. Incidental, not intentional. Alright, alright. Good, good. Got it? No? It's okay. You don't have to understand anything to flip knap, okay? You don't even need to speak my same language. Basically, you don't need to do anything except the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yeah. That's the only thing you need to do. Okay. Dang it. Looks like it's gonna be narrow. Woe is me. Yeah, I don't care. That's why I picked this one, because It doesn't matter what it does. I don't care. Alan sent me a bunch of this. So there. Now maybe not of this particular type, but I got a bunch of obsidian. I can afford to, make mistakes. Hit a little bit harder than I should. I said I was going to go slow, but I can't go that slow. Just can't do it. Not all the time. I gotta force myself, and then that affects the napping. When I force myself to do something, it affects the way the napping looks. Yeah. How does it affect it? Mistakes. It takes conscious effort to try to avoid mistakes. Because the subconscious just blazes through and just tries to do it all. You have to consciously try to avoid mistakes if you want to minimize them. At least with me, if I want to minimize the mistakes, I have to consciously be aware at all times. Yeah. Isn't that the way you should nap anyway? Nope. Because if you got like 10 points to do in one day, that's mentally fatiguing. You want to make it easy on yourself. As far as the fatigue. Got a lot of points to do. Can't be sitting there all day on the first one. But a lot of modern nappers, they don't understand that because they just make one at a time. They don't make whole sets. Most of them. Yeah. See how you feel on point number 10 for that day. Do you feel the same as point number 1? Nope. It feels totally different. How do I know? I don't know. Well, more than one time, people have asked me, how many points have you done in one day? I think, truthfully, I can say I napped 11 or 12. I can't remember. I think it was a dozen, but I don't think I want to say a dozen, but I don't think it was 12. I think it was 11 or 12, maybe. It was a long time ago when I used to blaze right through it and not worry too much about the edges when I'm done. And I don't do that anymore because it felt terrible. Yeah. And they were not obsidian points either. I think I'm putting in the right box. Yeah. I don't want to get these mixed up. Obsidian is not that tiring. You know, if I had a choice, what material would I use if I had to make a bunch of points quickly? Obsidian. of this type, you know, opaque. The clear type is good, but the flakes get everywhere. With the clear stuff and the really sharp obsidian, gotta watch the flakes. This stuff, I can just let them fly everywhere and then brush it off. You know, I don't cut myself as easily with this stuff. Yeah, and there are other reasons why. The notching's much easier if I do notching, that sort of thing. I got a request to do more English flint, so that's what I'm gonna do next week. Ah, dang it, this one is very bitey. It's too easy to bite it. Of course, I was just working on some heat treated buffalo river, so I could do this. I could hit the edge hard and it wouldn't bite the edge like that. But no, I got the tiptoe now, which makes it a bummer because then some of the flakes don't travel like they should, or like I'm expecting that they would. You know, I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, I can drive a flake there, but then I go to hit it. Wait, I can't hit it that hard. So then it blows, so, you know, my chances of getting a flake going where I thought it was going to go. Yeah, I can't hit it hard enough to blast away that middle area, although I don't think I need to on that one. The only spot I need to blast away is this one here. This area right there. I think I can't tell. Did I already flake that? I think I already did. Anyways. At this stage, I don't have to be that careful, but I'm going to have to start being really careful on the thinning. What type of point am I going to make? I don't know. I'm just starting with the easiest shape possible. Leaf shape with a, you know, and not triangular with a wide stem. It's just a leaf shape. I can do it with this flake. Come on, do it. Yeah, gotta hold back. It doesn't always do it. When I have to hold back a little bit, it still bit the edge a little bit. I should have more tools in my repertoire. Whatever. Softer indirect percussion tools or something. Different billets of different sizes and shapes. Why don't I have more tools in my repertoire? I like to keep it simple. Simple Simon. The the copper rod is very versatile, so why should I even keep a large inventory? For the persnicketies out there, yeah. For the persnicketies watching the videos, they want to see a variety of tools being used. Because they think there's a tool for every occasion. Or that there should be. They want to live in a world where there's a tool for every occasion. Not versatile tools. No, not the versatile tools. You need a whole big box full of, or bag full of tools. One for every occasion. Yeah, I know. I've seen you guys. I've seen you guys with a tool for every occasion. You guys are out there, I know. That's why I mention it. Yep. Do I think it's useful? I mean, if you can deal with it? Or is it something I can recommend to beginners? Save all the tools. Make sure you got them available because you never know when you're going to need it. I could say that, but I don't. I recommend using the minimum number of tools that you need. That's what I recommend. If you need a lot of them, fine. Knock yourself out. If you need a tool for every occasion, if it just can't work for you unless you got a tool for every occasion, then yeah, knock yourself out. Don't say, he told me not to have tools for every occasion, so it messed me up. Don't be that guy. I just recommend being simplified. That way, if you ever find yourself needing to do one of these and you're limited in your tools for some reason, you're not stuck. Dude, can I borrow 50 bucks? I don't have 50 bucks, but I can make something and sell. I can make some things and sell them for 50 bucks. But dang it, I don't have my tool set that weighs 50 pounds. Well, we got some electrical equipment over there. There's, there's some grounding rods and grounding wire over there. Can't you just use something like that? No, I need my 100 tools. Need them all. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. Have I ever had to make something on the fly? I didn't have to, but it was nice. And yes, I did make some stuff on the fly. Or have made stuff on the fly. And if I was too picky, I wouldn't have been able to knock them out quickly. And I would have had to invest some money in getting some more stuff. So yeah, I mean, it comes in handy that you don't have to have a bunch of tools to do what you do. Or you're somewhere and everyone's bored and they go, hey, I saw you make something on video. Can you make something right now? You mean right now? Yeah, and I got a beer bottle too. I'll break it and you can make something out of the bottom of it, right? Yeah. Yeah, just hand me that screwdriver over there. Really? Yeah, I can make something out of that bottle bottom with that screwdriver. Just give it to me. You guys got a little ball peen hammer? Yeah. All right, I can make an arrowhead with a screwdriver and a ball peen hammer. Really? Yep. That's it. It's even more interesting than watching some guy say, all right, everyone get your tools together and let's see if I can come up with a kit. Yeah. How many toolboxes we got here? We got 14 toolboxes. I still don't have enough variety to make my kit. Nope. You guys are lame. Yeah, it's much more interesting and better for you if you have skill to do it with the minimum amount of stuff. I think. But that's just me. You don't need to listen to me. Nope. I did put a curve in it a little bit. That's the bad part. See, the tip is curving that way. I don't know how I did it. It snuck up on me when I wasn't looking. What did I do? I don't know what I did. If I thin the tip more, I could take that little bend out. But I might lose a little bit off the tip. This is okay back here. This stuff is kind of wavy when I strike it. See how many waves it's got in it? It's very seldom nice and straight and flat. It's all kind of wavy. So that's what is kind of interfering with the smoothness of the whole thing. I have to take bold flakes if I want anything to travel, and they go all wonky. They scoop out a little bit here and there, like too much scooping out there, too much scooping out there. It tends to have a big bulb of percussion, and it's not the tool, because the tool didn't bulb of percussionize the heat-treated Buffalo River, so it's the material. Okay? The material, this one gets bulb of percussionized, excessive bulbs of percussion. Yeah, that's a Flintknapping term. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the vocabulary in this video. If it's a Flintknapping video, whatever terms are being used, it is a Flintknapping term, okay? Get all bent out of shape. We'll leave that to the preforms. The preforms get all bent out of shape, but we should not. Nope. And even if the preform gets bent out of shape, we should not get bent out of shape. Yeah. Don't get all messed up if your preform or biface is messed up. Yeah. Does the napping reflect the napper's mood? Well, I think the napping can affect the napper's mood. I'm not sure if it reflects it all that much. Except when it breaks, sometimes that reflects the napper's frustration. Because if he wasn't frustrated, he wouldn't have broken it. That kind of thing. But you get all frustrated and you go, dang it. Oh, these flakes aren't traveling. I'm just going to hit it. And it breaks it. That's a reflection of the frustration of the napper. Not a lack of skill. In that case. Well, if you had lots of skill, you wouldn't have had to try something that would break you. No. Flintknapping is a game of chance. Everything is a risk. Not just when you can't get something to work and you take a risk by trying something else. In general, it's very risky no matter what. It is extremely crunchy. Yeah. I'm relearning on the fly. If I abrade it too much, it runs the risk of taking the bite out. Yeah. Because I know some of you are saying, just abrade it more, it won't crunch like that. Like you said, you've been saying that forever. Yeah, that does pertain to some instances, but this, if it's going to bite the edge, you can't abrade it too much. Because it takes a big bite out of it. I gotta get that out. See, I took a little bit off the tip to get it straighter. See that? And a little bit of thinness, just a little bit of length, maybe a 1/16 of an inch off. I think I can deal with the rest of that damage control. Now, I gotta deal with this. So that was the worst first. Now I can deal with this lump here, and then I'll do this lump over here. Prioritize these things. There's no way, there's no set way. I could do this first, this lump here first, and then that one. These couple of areas. This one here is a lump. This one is too thick there. It's not a lump, it's just a mass that's a little bit too much right there. Yeah. And I'm proceeding in the way that I usually do, just slowly picking with no finish point in mind. Just seeing where this goes. Sometimes I can get a good flake for an arrowhead. One of these that I remove, although these are for small arrowheads. Yeah, let's see. These are okay for tiny arrowheads. I got lots of these flakes. I got batches and batches of these smaller flakes, but I'm keeping them for now, just in case. You might say, that's okay, because nobody wants them anyway. Yeah, I know. I know that, but sometimes there's a request. Can you send me a box of flakes? Yeah. I'll send you a box of flakes when I get more. When I feel like I don't get anxiety by giving away the flakes. Right now, I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety that I don't have enough, even though I got several batches. Yep. Come on. Sometimes I can't tell if there's an incipient in there that does that, or what. Incipient cracks that are already in there that I installed earlier, that just open up. See, because there's a weird area in there. Okay. Dang it. Yeah, I'm using the coarse abrader too, which I shouldn't be doing. The coarse abrader also installs incipient cracks. Yeah. I found another copyright strike in one of my other videos. So I got like 3 or 4 recently that had copyright strikes from artists that I've never heard of, and you click on their YouTube channel and they got nothing on there. So I tried to dispute it and it wouldn't let me. I got all the way down to the part where you explain what you're disputing and how to make your case. So I typed in some words, maybe 200 words. Took me a while. It still wouldn't let me submit. It says I got 200 words out of 2,000 possible words. Do I have to write 2,000 word essay? I hope not. I'm thinking it might not let me dispute it because the time has expired already. It's too late. That video was like a couple months ago. I don't know. And there's no music at all in some of these videos, not even a little tap on the stone. It's an annoying increasing trend. Hope they crack down on that. It's a false copyright claim. It says there are penalties. YouTube has penalties for false claims. Well, they must not be that much of a deterrent. Those penalties. Well, they can just make another channel again. They get their channel taken off and then they just make another one. Do some more false claims. I think that's what's happening. Or something similar. Okay. I always end up doing that, right? A mistake that is very difficult to get out. Yeah. I don't do it on purpose. I think what happens is I get too confident. And when I make a mistake, that's what corrects me. But I don't like to be corrected in that way because then I gotta fix it. It doesn't help me with the other areas that much either, because it doesn't do that in some of these other areas. Yeah. Some of these other areas are very well behaved. I don't get any problems. Oh, that's right. It's got bands in it. This is a banded or inconsistent type of obsidian. Yes or no? Maybe. I was hoping to maybe just nap one type of material per week. That's my hope, but I don't think it'll work out. Whenever I start doing just one type of material, there's always these inevitable requests to do another type of material. And then I say, okay, but it'll be like next week or 2 weeks from now. And it comes around and I do that request, but I don't see the original commenter. Maybe they watch the video, but they don't say, oh, okay, now I see it. Thanks for doing that material that I requested 3 weeks ago. Some of you guys are good at that, but a lot of times I don't see feedback like that. They just go somewhere else and watch. Yeah. And there I am. I'm thinking I need to be doing it. Did it do it? Yes. Almost. Which is good because I think I can get the rest of that later. It scoops it a lot when I hit a big flake out of there. Is it a home run? Not really. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to clear it all out, but it cleared out a bunch. The thing I was worried about is any diving at the end, which it did not do, which is good. Excellent. All this work just to get to this point when I could have slabbed it. I could have called my buddy Ben, who's got slabs. I mean, a slabbing machine. Just slab it so I don't have to go through all this. Just to get it, you know, to about a 1/2 inch thick. Yeah, it just costs money, that's all. If I had tons of money, I might do that. But I would specify my slabs have to be 4:1 with the thickness ratio. Don't make the long, wide, thin slabs. Oh no, it's gotta be 4:1. That way I can hit bold flakes off and, you know, make it a little bit wonky and more natural looking. Yeah, thick slabs cost more too. But yeah, like I said, if I had all the money that I needed, I'd just get a bunch of thick slabs. And then I would like working them because they're slabbed to my specs, my specifications. The main reason why I don't like working slabs is because they're all too thin to start with. And you're already immediately in the sweat stage. So the whole process is nothing but torture. For me. Some guys love it. Yeah. I love it. It's hard, but I love it. I can barely do it, but I love it. No, that's not me. Yeah, that's good. I love it when it's lucky. Yeah. Because it's the universe shining down its light upon me. And I gloat. I gloat in the luck that the universe has bestowed upon me this day. And I feel sneaky. Yeah. And if I'm napping by myself, nobody knows how lucky I am, and I feel sneaky. Because I can show people and they say, how'd you do that? And since there's no record of it being luck, yeah, I can say, I did it all by myself. No luck involved at all. Ah. And it wasn't even a good day. I forced myself to do it, and I still had the skill to do it. Yeah. I wish. If I'm having a bad day, nothing goes right. It doesn't give me any breaks. No. And I can't force myself to have a good day. When it comes to napping, if it's something easy, yeah, I can force myself to have a good day. Like what? Like working out. Yeah, I'm having a bad day working out. I really don't feel like doing it. But you know what? I'm just going to get so ticked off that I'm going to do like 4 sets of curls today. And I'm just going to knock it out. And that's productive. I can do it. How coordinated do you got to be to do the curls? Maybe a little bit. But there's some wiggle room there that you can still achieve some benefit. There's no wiggle room in the Flintknapping. Oh no. When was the last time I did 4 sets of curls? It's been forever. Yeah. Since I got here in February, I haven't been working out at all. Except just the basic stuff. I've been trying to figure out what muscles do I need to work out so I can do the pressure flaking. And it's surprising that I had to do a lot of shoulder exercises to get my shoulder muscles balanced out or something. Yeah. It messes with the balance in your shoulder muscles, or the muscles that control your entire arm, not just the wrist and forearm and fingers. What kind of pressure flaking you doing, dude? You know, the heavy pressure flaking that you can get big flakes like this with pressure flaking. You can get big flakes, even wide, long flakes, especially like this. These little flakes here, you can get this with pressure flaking. Why would you want to do it with pressure flaking? Because you can make a regular sequence much easier with pressure. It can be done with percussion, but pressure makes it much easier to do it. So I'm all for doing it in an easier way, as long as I'm strong enough to do it without, unbalancing my muscles and causing myself some unnecessary pain when I try to do stuff. Is this... Yeah, that's got a burr on it. That's why I didn't file that down. So I kind of crunched the step fracture, but I think I can still get it. The strike from up here somewhere. Yeah. Sneak up on it. I don't like trying to get it from the other side. I don't like shooting it from the other side. That one is just to flatten it out. That was not an attempt to go all the way. That was just to make it a little bit flatter. I know it doesn't make sense, but it was too lumpy somewhere. I remember, I think that was just too lumpy here, so I had to flatten that out a little bit more so it'd be overall more convex, so that I might be able to take a flake later from here. Yeah. It's got to have a good convexity all the way from the beginning to the end if you want to strike from the other side. It's easier to develop a convexity close by. There's not as much surface. There's not as much wonky surface to deal with. And with this type of flaking that is all kind of wavy, there's all kinds of wonkiness going on. The flakes don't want to travel. When they hit a dip, they want to stop and they'll break. And there's lots of little dips everywhere. Wherever there's a wave, there's a little dip in there. Some people might be saying, that's why I can't get up to travel. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Okay. The other reason is you're trying to bite off more than you can chew. You haven't done enough of it. You haven't done the same thing over and over again until you get different results. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna try to take a flake that fans out. I'm gonna hit right here. And hopefully it'll fan out this way, and that way I'm going to hit this way. Now, whenever I do that, I tend to crack it just above the strike. But it's thin right there. Right? I'm going to hit there. It's thinner there, so if I hit it, it shouldn't crack or shouldn't dive on that side into there, into that mass, because there's not much in there. Right? Yeah. Actually, I'm going to hit a little bit higher. There's not... See, there's always a dip next to it. I could make it more of a dip. Let's try that. Where are you? I don't see it. I have a little bitty bop. Maybe I can... Yeah. Yeah, take some off of that. So that way when I hit this way, it doesn't dig into that side. Okay. It traveled, but it went in a different way than I thought. It didn't go this way. It went and it went that way. Yeah. I hit straight this way, so I should have fanned out more in those directions. I don't know what I'm going to do now, because I just ruined this by putting a dip. When I pull this out, there's a dip in there now, so it kind of prevents me from running a flake this way now, because there's a dip. Unless I take down the edge again, make it more narrow. I can try to run this land bridge right here, but it is not convex. It's flat, which might be okay. I just gotta take back this edge more. Beef this up and run one. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just try and see. All this just so I can get it thin for the video. When am I going to start trying to keep it thick again? I'll let you know in the title. Yeah. If I think about it, you know, knowing how to thin it down is going to help you overall with everything else, because you need to have a very high awareness of what's going to happen in general. You know, you're tapping into your experience when you start thinning a lot, or trying to make it really thin. That didn't go either. That's creating an island. Okay. Yeah. But it's not too bad. I remove some off the back side so I can hit it hard and hopefully get that out, and then the flake will terminate soon and not continue to go down there. See, if there's mass behind it, and if it continues past the obstacle, it sometimes dives in, or it creates a step fracture, which is just as bad as this one. For example, as an example, I wasn't really thinking too much about that. What I was thinking about mainly was just making this a little bit flatter. Yeah. Why? Because it was lumpy right there. It needs to be flat eventually. I'm just looking around for other things I can do before I take that flake. That's my usual default practice. This is a difficult flake to do, so I usually just run around doing other stuff until I feel like, okay, let's try it. Take some practice swings somewhere else. Somebody mentioned recently that they want to see if I cheat on the center line. Do I hit above center line, and how often do I do it? I don't even know. So if you find out, you tell me. How often do I cheat on the center line rule? Well, we're not going to know unless you have a front view video. I got front view videos. If you want a front view video, just ask me in the comment section. I got some. Some of them actually say front view, or one or two of them does. But the best ones they don't. It says something else, and I've got to, I think, probably make a playlist of nothing but front view videos. But I haven't even sat down to make a playlist of anything in months or years. Why don't I make playlists? It's so easy. Just click. Just sit down and start clicking. I wish I could just sit down and start clicking and make all these playlists. But I get to watching my old videos. I sit there and watch them. Because I got to find out which videos have this content. So I sit there and watch them, and I get all watching my old videos. And I say to myself, I used to do that. Yeah, I used to do that. Dang it. Oh, I hit that really, really hard. Let's see if it did it. I mean, it did it, but let's see if it did it good or did it bad. Oh, I scooped it a lot. I wanted to make sure I got it. And you can see how the rings are going. It was a good hit to fan out in the way I wanted. But as soon as it hit that obstacle, it doesn't like it. It should have went right up in there, because there's not much in there. But no. See, most of the force was right in this direction, or let's say right here, going this way. It went this way so that it fans out. I was hoping it fanned out in equal measure. Even if it doesn't fan out too much in this direction, it's okay, because I'm hitting in a way that all I need is a little bit. But no, it did a lot over here, but nothing over there. And I know it's because of the obstacle, but still, it's obsidian. Obstacles are not that obstacular with obsidian. Yeah, it's a Flintknapping term. You can usually blast through the obstacles with obsidian because they're not that obstacular. I'm so stupid sometimes. Yeah, there we go. Now it looks like there wasn't an obstacle. Now it just looks like I'm a dum-dum scooping that out. Can you see? I hit a flake into that area and finally got it. There's some remnants, but it doesn't look like it was bad. The only bad part now is that I scooped too much earlier right here, so I've got to figure out what to do about leveling that out somehow. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it all kind of wonky. Yeah. It's my wonky, and I can leave it if I want to. It's my wonkiness. Gotta watch what I say. I gotta turn the filter on high so that I gotta watch what I say before I say it. Turn that filter up. Zzz. What did you say, dude? Nothing. Nothing. I didn't say anything. It still doesn't want to be an arrowhead. Come on. I'm getting used to this material, but it's still very stubborn. There's a lot of good opportunities, but it's still acting up. better. But I can't depend on it behaving. So, like, sometimes I don't know what to do. Should I continue or not? Should I hit that or not? I don't have any trouble usually taking little flakes. So should I just do a bunch of little flakes? Am I used to it enough to do the big flakes? I don't know. Sometimes it actually looks better if you leave some wonkiness in it. Yeah. You know, it looks more artsy fartsy. Or it has more of a primitive look to it. If that's what you're going for with the artsy fartsy thing. Which, yes, I go for that. Yeah. I try for the primitive look. Make it, you know, taking some time to make it look like I did it in 5 minutes. Or not 5 minutes, but you know what I mean. Take an hour to make it look like I did it in 10 minutes. Or 20 minutes. It's a little bit of an artistic interpretation. Yeah, you can take an hour to make it look like someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Do it, did it. Yeah, I know. I can make it look almost like anything. I can even make it look like what a Lithic analyst thinks it should look like. Yeah. Support their assumptions. I can nap to what they think it should be napped to. Yeah. A lot of Lithic analysts, they say that everything's finished off with some pressure. Well, I can finish it off with pressure, or I can go and do nothing but percussion. If I wanted to match what they say, I'll just make sure that I finish it off with pressure to support their assumption. That's napping to the narrative. But I can finish it off with percussion. Probably with less stress. And that helps, especially like I said, if you're doing more than one piece. Is it gonna grip? Yes, it did. I'm trying one more little area that needs attention. Well, no, two areas, I think. Let's see. Well, overall, it's straight, right? It's like I'm leaving it a little bit wonky on purpose. Yeah. But there's still a couple areas that I want to do. I don't know if I should risk it. Yeah. If the risks are like that yield good results, that'd be nice if they continue to do that. But there's something called regression to the mean, which means, you know, you're going good, and if you're going better than average, eventually the averages are going to catch up to you and you're going to have a bad strike. It's going to level out. So in general, your strikes are not going to be all on the good side. You're going to have some really bad ones, so you can have a middle ground in there that's your usual. Yeah. Your success rate is subject to the principle of regression to the mean. Regression to the average. or to the middle ground. Of course, it only happens when you're napping a lot. Yeah, you could have a very long string of good luck in your napping. You never know. You could go for a long time, nothing but good strikes and luck. And all of a sudden, you can't do anything right. That's because your average is catching up to you. You just gotta work through it. Just keep doing it, you know, work through it. Keep doing the same thing over and over again. You will get different results. I'm trying to thin this down here, but it's not working. See? Now, am I napping to my narrative? I hope not, because I don't like that. I don't like it when I mess up. It seems to be... I guess it seems to be a normal thing. I'm trying to do too much with an edge that's too thin. And I end up doing that. Yes, that's what it is. I want to thin it down, but the edge is already pretty thin. I want to thin down the middle, but the edge is too thin to do what I want. Until I have a good, robust edge to do something like that. Yeah. That one blasted right through the middle. That was cool. Yeah. Right? I attacked a direct attack because I had a real good, robust edge right there. Boom. And it didn't even take a bite out. So, should I just learn from that one and make all of my striking areas like that one? That way I can achieve good results on all of them? Yeah. Yep, I will admit that would be a good strategy. But the way I nap, I can't always depend on that situation because sometimes the edge doesn't provide you with an area that robust. That was a lucky area. And there's another robust area right here. I could take a big flake. I don't need to right there. So it just depends on where the opportunities are. I can create my opportunities when it's still thick. Yeah, it just takes me a long time. I can do that, and I will be doing more of that with these Cody points because they need a lot of preparation to get the flaking right. But just normal napping. Normal napping, just regular napping. I'm not going to go through that. Yeah. I don't find it enjoyable, and if I start to dread coming in here and napping, nothing gets done. Yep, even though I know I've got like a ton of back orders, I'll go, oh, my last napping session really was a pain. And I'll come out here and I'll start napping and I'll be like dragging my butt. So instead of napping out 3 good points, I'll nap out 1 point. Just because I insisted on trying to do something different. And try to be smart about it. Yeah, I know I should be doing it this way, but dang it if it isn't a pain in the butt. And that affects me down the road in the long term. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do with that. That's it. It's a little bit wonky, but I like it. Yeah, I'm going to sharpen this up off camera. Because all it takes now is pressure flaking. There's a couple of divots in there. Oh well. Yeah, I'll leave those in. Like I might be able to get a tool to pressure that out. Pick that. Everybody's eyes glaze over anyway when I start pressure flaking. I'll move on from this. I'll finish this up tomorrow just before the auction. Sharpen it up. Am I going to put notches and stuff in this? No. Because if I sell it like this, people can either put notches in it, put a stem on it, remove part of this down here, make a modern knife blade out of it, don't even do nothing to it, make a spear point, or another type of knife, or just wrap the bottom half, or wrap this half, top half. It's very versatile if I just sell it like this in the auction, already thinned down, and with bold flaking, and not too many stupid areas. Yeah. And I'm already going to make a mess on this. Anyway, yeah, I'll just leave it like that and sharpen it. Just like they did back in the day, right? That's what they did. They made a bunch of these in a cache and they'd sharpen them up, or maybe even not sharpen them up until they needed them. It'd be smarter not to sharpen until you actually need it. Yeah. Until you actually need to use it, because the edge is stronger when it's not sharpened. Yeah, and you can keep it in your pouch or your special sheath for bifaces that need to be sharpened. You can make individual sheaths for each one of these. Just keep them in a bag. How do I know? Because that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Okay. When am I going to do it? Probably this summer. When I bring a bunch of stuff out to probably my friend Harold's place. Yeah. Over in New York. Bring a bunch of stuff out there and show you how I transport all this stuff into the wilderness. So funny because there isn't really any wilderness out here. Anyway. Yeah, I like doing the camping stuff with the stone tools. I just haven't done much of it lately. When did I do it? I would improvise in my backyard in Texas. We made sure that we bought a property that had a good backyard. Yeah, and I had overhead cover there. I had areas where it was open enough to where I can build a campfire. The neighbors wouldn't complain. This property here that I'm on is a little bit bigger actually than my Texas property, but the hill back here takes up a big portion of the property and I can't do much on that slope. What I can do is plant arrowwood back there on the slope, which I'm going to do this spring. Yes, yes, yes. Anyways, a friend of mine has property in New York. Yeah, I'm going to go visit if he still likes me. He might not like me anymore because I haven't gone to visit him. Alright. So overall, this stuff, I can't figure out if it has nappability in certain areas and non-nappability in other areas as far as the layers go. I napped away all the darker material. Remember it had a darker layer on one of these sides? I think this is pretty consistent as far as the layers go. It's just, it gets very wavy when you try to do long flakes. And it has when you try a lot of power on a flake, it'll scoop out quite a bit. Now, it can probably be alleviated with a softer percussion tool. You can probably peel off flakes without such a big bulb of percussion, but you also run the risk of it being very ripply toward the end. The thinner the flake, the more chance there is of rippling, I found out. And the rippling interferes with future flake travel, especially if it gets out of hand, like right here. That's a little bit out of hand. If you try to flake another one, like let's say you wanted to run this ridge just for grins and giggles, these rippling can stop it from traveling as far as it would have traveled. You know what I'm saying? The ending of the flake, if I wanted to take a big old flake here, this rippling at the end of the flaking can stop this next flake. And that happens more when you peel off really thin flakes, like with a soft hammer. You can peel off thin flakes with a hard hammer too, but on this material, the copper is considered a hard hammer, and I was scooping a lot of this out. So to eliminate all the scooping, if you wanted to eliminate the scooping, you'd use a softer hammer, I think, right? Some people like the scooping effect. They would just keep it in there. I like it. Yeah. It also makes it easier for the hollow ground effect. When you sharpen it, if there's a tendency to scoop a lot, like see all these little scoop outs, these are bulbs of percussion, those are good when you want to do the hollow ground sharpening effect. Okay, alright, that's enough. I'll stop yapping. There you go. I like it. That's it.